Good afternoon, class. My name is Raul Landaverde, and I'm doing this second video for cultural awareness. So, just to begin with, I actually found a good definition of cultural awareness from this website. I will put a link on the bottom. It's called culturosity.com, and I'm gonna kind of read off what the cultural awareness is. Basically, it says cultural awareness is the foundation of communication, and it involves the ability of standing back from ourselves and becoming aware of our cultural values, beliefs, and perceptions. Why do we do things that way, and how do we see the world, and why do we react in a particular way? So, one of the things that we need to be aware of is about others people's cultures. So, when it comes to communicating, that's one of the basics to understand that different people coming from different cultures have different perceptions and beliefs, and it could be difficult for example, for myself to communicate with somebody, especially just for having the language barrier. But if I want to go to a country such as China, they probably have different customs and beliefs and different traditions, and just for the fact that how to shake hands or even hugging could be disrespectful in other cultures. So, for example, here in the U.S., we tend to shake hands when we meet someone, and we do a firm handshake. Sometimes people hug each other. I've seen this back in Mexico, where I'm from. If people are gonna meet, uh, if there's a family gathering, and if you get to that family gathering, you pretty much shake everyone's hand all around. Like all the people that you find around, you go over there, shake hands, and for example, like if it's your aunt or your cousin, sometimes you give them a hug. So it's just part of the different cultures, and so that's one of the things that is very important, and I kind of want to break it down to three main things about uh, cultural awareness. And I know a couple of guys have gone over this topic, so I kind of want to just elaborate on them. First of all, do a lot of research. When you do a lot of research about a culture, then you become more aware of what to talk about and what things you can say and what things you cannot say. For example, I was actually doing some research about people from India, and it turns out that people from there actually they it says most of people. I will drop a link in the video so you can see where I'm getting this information from. People there are actually 40 to 60% of the people there are vegetarian, and there's something that probably a lot of us didn't know. Another thing is that people from there sometimes they don't eat meat such as beef, or other countries in the Middle East they don't eat pork. So that's one of the things that you have to be aware of, especially if you have a coworker that it might be from a different background. Sometimes you can strike a conversation. You can invite somebody to dinner. That's one of the things that you might not want to suggest is let's go eat a hamburger or something that you like I said, you have to do your research in the matter and become aware of other people's cultures. The second thing I want to talk about is that if you're not certain of what the culture is, be neutral on the topics that you're talking about. For example, talk about the weather. Uh, you can talk about certain news that are neutral, that might not involve politics, and things that you're it's just pretty basic, such as how's the work going, or the project that you're working on, how are your grades, maybe your endeavors that you're working on, things like that. And the last thing that I want to talk about is to be open-minded. So when it comes to different cultures, people can do different things in a different way. So just be open to a lot of things that other cultures bring to the table, and just be aware of things that can change all the time. So that's basically my 3 points about cultural awareness. Just be mindful of cultural awareness and think about what you're gonna say when it comes to other people and how you're gonna communicate. When you become aware, it actually helps you to be an effective communicator. So that's pretty much all I got. So thank you for watching. See you then.